how to be better in bed. And I'm gonna give you some sex tips from a French man. You don't want to miss this. Hello and welcome, guys. I'm really excited to do this video with you because you know that I am here in France. And so what better way to talk about sex than with an actual Frenchman? So Jacques, welcome.
Oui, merci. Thank you very much for having me.
I'm very pleased to have you here. And so Jacques is a former professional golf player.
You're right.
And you are also an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So you do real estate and you do
Oil and gas.
oil and gas. And so, but the cool thing about Jacques is Jacques, actually, a lot of you guys are watching from America, and Jacques actually lived in America. So you lived in America, he lives in Spain, and he's from French. So you have lots of experience that we can draw from. So I'm really excited. And if you are new here, my name is Arica Angelo, and I am your dating and relationship expert. So make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you can get more videos just like this. So Jacques, I am really excited. I talk a lot about sex here, and I love to talk about it from a European's perspective because in my perspective, Europeans are much more comfortable. You guys are so much more comfortable with your sexuality than us Americans. Americans, we kind of come from that Victorian era. Our parents don't talk to us about sex. If we learn about sex, it's amongst our friends through movies or through magazines, but like we're just pretty inhibited. And so I feel like with sex, we're a bit more withdrawn. We're not as open about our sexuality. It's kind of the still like faux pas. You know, we don't really just openly talk about it. Whereas you Europeans are different. And I tease with my girlfriends, we're like, if you make love to a European man, like European men, like a French man is going to worship your body. Like, absolutely, he's not gonna like make love to you and be really awkward and uptight about it. He is just, I say that Frenchmen like worship your body. They treat you like this goddess, and they just immediately like fall in love with your body, worship your body, and then as a result, as a woman, you just want to completely open yourself up to this man and you want to please him just as much. So my question is this: why are Europeans, why are you guys so much more comfortable with sex than us Americans, first and foremost?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. Of course, education, I think it's one of the most important things.
Right.
We're very open in France
Okay.
and in pretty much all Europe.
Okay.
For us, it's easy when you're with your parents to talk about it.
You guys talk about sex with your parents?
Yeah, you can have dinner
Yes.
at home and then you can openly talk about sex.
Mom,
I mean, it's okay.
I want to go down on a girl. You can talk about this at dinner?
I mean, you could, but I mean, you're probably not straightforward like this. But yes, you could definitely.
So tell
you know,
me how you would say it with your family.
You could have a conversation with your mom or with your dad and explain, okay, this is what I'm going through. I've met this woman,
Right.
and yeah, generally the parents are interested in what you're doing. So it's not taboo. It's not like something that you would hide from and you don't want to speak about.
Right.
I think the parents are very well aware of what's happening with their son or daughter,
Okay.
and they want to let them know that they want to educate them more than punish them for having sex or whatever.
Yeah, whereas like in America, in most homes, like it's punishment. It's like we don't talk about sex, and a lot of my clients that I work with come from very religious parents, so it's like you're shamed, you're not allowed to do that until you get married. But then when people get married, then they still don't talk about sex, so then they start having affairs or looking at porn, and like it's a mess. So you guys are comfortable with this. You guys talk about this at the dinner table.
And we look at porn as well.
And you look at porn.
But the thing is, I think education, as I said before, religion and religious people make it. There's a lot of taboos, so you can see that a lot of people want to have sex and want to enjoy sex,
Of course.
but they feel bad about it,
Yeah.
and you should not feel bad about it because it's amazing when you got that connection with that person that you're with. So I think it's great.
Yeah. So you guys are more educated about it. You're more comfortable with it. So how do guys, who like are in America and they're like, okay, Jacques, I grew up in a family where it's taboo and I'm not educated. Where would they go? What would they do? Obviously keep watching my videos because I talk about it. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're very clear. You understand very well how what the situation is, how men and women are, how they interact. So you can of course bring a lot to the community.
Yes.
And it's very interesting also to compare. You know, your experience as an American woman traveling to Europe, which not that many people do in America. They don't travel a lot to Europe. So I think it's good that you have that experience and you can share it.
Sure.
Definitely, for me, I think I had the experience of both ways, the European ways and the American way.
Right.
And I can see there's a lot of taboos. So
totally. At
the end of the day, you need to do your own research and have your own way to how to, I don't know how you say that in English, but it's like you want to...
Say it in French. Say it in French.
Say, I don't know. This, you're going to cut it because it's not going to work. No, but how do you say it in English? It's like, you can cut that, right?
Yeah, but I probably won't because it was really cute.
You have to cut that.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't know how you say it in English, but you have to, don't expect to get the answers from your parents.
Right.
Don't expect to get the answers. You have to do your own search and your own experiences. It's about trial and error.
Yes, that's so good. Trial and error.
You know, you got to make the mistakes. You got to go for it, and you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You know, but
it's okay.
And whatever men worries are, also the women have the same worries.
100%.
So at the end of the day, it's all about putting yourself at the same level and say, hey, you know what? We're all human.
Yeah.
We want to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, and be humble and just happy to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And very, very important is that the other person has to enjoy that moment.
Totally.
So what do you have to do in order to make sure that the person you're with is going to enjoy that time with you?
Right. And so we're going to do a couple more videos about the actual education of it. Like, we're going to do a video on how to make a woman squirt.
Oh, wow. That's interesting subject.
And then we're also going to do a video about how to touch a woman sexually. But you were saying something, we were talking about this, and you were saying that, like, as a man, you have to be really into her, like, sincerely. You can't have expectations. We were talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important that, you know, as a man, when we grow up, we grow up with a lot of insecurities, right? And those insecurities tend to disappear with time, or maybe not. But you have to try to make sure that they disappear. So of course you have to have a lot of experience. The more experience you have, the better, because you can learn.
Yes.
But of course you also have to be really, really interested in the other person.
That's so good.
That's the key. The key is to understand, hey, I like this person, I want to be with her. What do I need to do to get her? And so you need to do your homework, basically, right? You need to do your research on that person.
What would that look like? Like going on her Instagram?
You could check on Instagram. You could maybe go to a friend that you have in common, see what she likes to do, and then you have to basically process that information and say, okay, can I meet her expectations?
Right.
Am I the right guy for her?
Right.
Maybe I'm not the right guy for her, and maybe you find out that girl that you desire so much is probably maybe not the right girl for you either. Right. So you don't know. Right. So I think you need just to be aware that it's not just about having sex and how do you say that in English?
I don't know, say it in French.
It's not a competition. It's not like let's get as many girls as I can. It's not about this, but it's like, you know, be able to understand who you're dealing with.
Right.
Basically.
Right. And women feel that, like, when a man is genuinely interested in us, then we feel more safe with them. We feel more, the more we feel safe with a guy, the more inclined we are to want to sleep with that guy. So when a person is genuinely interested in us, it's like, oh, okay, like there's an affinity that we have here. Like, he's interested in me, we find something that we're both interested in, and you build from there. Yeah.
You build from there. You really don't want to make it too, it has to be light, you know? It cannot be like when you meet someone, it has to be, yes, I'm interested in you, but it's not like, but I can also do it without you. It's not like, you have to be, you don't want to be too much into the person right away.
Right.
You know, because at the end of the day, you want to bring the mystery in. And the mystery is all about, we're going to get to know each other.
Okay.
But first thing I think the man has to do is to really get interested in the other person.
Right.
Make the other person, make the woman opens up.
Right.
Not just the legs.
Right. Open up in here.
Open up
in here.
In the mind.
Yeah.
And then from the mind will open the heart, and from the heart will open the pussy maybe. No, but the bottom line is make sure that that person feels comfortable, and one way to make that person feel comfortable is to ask questions about her. Make her feel like, oh, this guy is interested in me.
Right.
Okay, and of course, with the answers, from her answers, you will also know who she is, what she does.
Right.
And then you can also see,
is she worth pursuing?
Yeah, absolutely.
So to feel confident, it's like getting more educated. So watching videos like this, like that's really important, because the more that you know what you're doing, the more confident you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
So watching more videos about sex is gonna help a man feel more confident in the bedroom. And then going out and practicing. I think what you said was so good. Not being afraid of making mistakes, because they are gonna happen. She's gonna make mistakes in the bedroom. You're gonna make mistakes. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about experiencing that person. So doing your research, being willing to take risk and make mistakes, and go out and start having experiences.
For sure. I mean, you don't really make mistakes in the sense that there's no right or wrong in bed.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's like you need to, like dancing, it's the same thing. Some people, you will have a better experience when you dance.
Right.
You have a better harmony, chemistry.
Right.
But it's all about experience. But it's just having to be with that person and having that chemistry, and then you together, and it's like flowing.
Right.
In that sense,
right. And let me ask you this: like, how soon should a man start talking to a woman about sex? Because it's like, you were saying with your family, you would have conversation about it, and there's the obvious need to have conversation around it. So when do you start talking about sex with a woman that you're pursuing?
Well, it's a good question. The thing is, I was reading an article, and it was clearly saying that basically there's always a sexual connotation to everything that we do.
Yes.
Okay, so even if we don't realize it or we're not aware of it,
right,
it is how it is. But it has to be very natural. Sex is not something taboo. You could talk about sex, at any time, really.
Yeah.
But like you talk about religion, talk about politics, there's a moment to talk about it. So you just need to feel that it's the right moment to do it.
Yeah.
But you can, little by little, smoothly prepare the way.
Yeah. It's interesting. You just said you need to feel for the right moment. And I feel like a lot of my clients that I work with in America, that they are very much in their head. So when you say something like you should feel the right moment, that's very foreign to them, because they are very logical, because that's the way we're kind of ingrained to think in America, is logic. So when you tell a man to feel, they're just like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do with that. Whereas like European men, you guys are very much in your body. One thing, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but one thing I like to encourage my clients with is when they're having issues with women sexually, or feeling in their body, feeling that right moment to talk about sex, is I encourage them to do like meditation. Whereas like you guys, it's just natural. You guys like drink wine for lunch and eat cheese whenever you want. It's like whatever I feel like doing, I do. Whereas Americans were a little bit more rigid. And so I think that meditation is a good way for a man to get into his body so that he can actually feel himself.
Yeah, for sure. Just want to clarify something, guys. It's like cheese. Yes, we do eat a lot of cheese sometimes. But if I know I'm going to kiss a girl, I may not go for cheese that night. But anyway, no, I think it's meditation. You need to be aware of yourself. You need to be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
And you need to be aware of how people perceive you.
Yes.
Basically, right?
Yes.
So
self-awareness is so important.
Yeah.
And see, this is the other thing. I feel like with a lot of American men that I work with, it's all about tactics. I need to learn tactics. Like this video may get some views, but the squirting video will definitely get views.
Absolutely.
And it's very like tactic oriented, but there's a key ingredient of self-awareness. And if you're not aware of yourself, then there's no way in hell you're going to be aware of her, and you're not going to be able to read that the chemistry. You're not going to be able to read her body language. You're not going to be able to be really in a position to ask those questions to become more aware of her, because you haven't started with yourself.
Right. Yeah, that's true. What I can tell is like a woman, yes, when she really wants you and she's into you,
yes,
of course you have to read the body language signs, okay, but she will make it easy for you. I mean, she will make it easy for you in a sense that she will give you signs that you're doing a good job, in that sense that you're doing the right things, you know. And if a woman does not give you the signs, right, it's not worth being pushy. It's not worth like, because at the end of the day, when somebody wants something or someone, then they will send signs. Right. And you have to read those signs. You have to know how to read them. Right. But it's not that complicated. Okay. And you're very good at that, and you can explain that for sure if you haven't already done it. But definitely, it's something that you need to be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, exactly. And that's something that a lot of time I'm seeing is missing. Yeah. But not only in America, yeah, also in Europe. Yeah. You know, it's men in general.
Yes, being aware.
Yeah.
Well, Jacques, thank you so much. I'm really excited to do our next videos about how to actually touch a woman. Like once you're aware and you get her in the bedroom, like how do you touch her? And then our squirting video, because yes, that is a very common video that people want to watch on YouTube.
Are we gonna make it live?
Guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I will also include some little clips of my time here in Europe. So thank you again, Jacques. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Arica. Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye. Take care.